Hello and welcome back. I am Axel and I'm bringing you another Minecraft video from the Mindcrack Public Server. As you can see, a lot has changed since my last video. I have completely carved or terraformed this entire island. It is now sea level, and I put my border all the way around the island. At some parts, I planned out where a tower will go. Down here, you can see I have planning out some buildings. What I'm standing on right now is going to be a walkway, and this is going to be the second level. And then up here will be the third level, and also where my big castle will be at this level. Down there in that hole, you can see my nether portal. I built it down there so it's out of my way, and I don't have to worry about moving it for a good amount of time. As you can see, in the chat it says entering Exile X9's protected area. That is because the grief protection plugin has finally been removed, and we now have the protection stone. Right there is the protection stone, but it is currently hidden. So if I type PS on hide, you can see I have a lapis block right here, and the lapis block protects a 21 by 21 area from sky to bedrock. So right here I have a 21 by 21 room, and over in this one is a similar block, but this one is just a coal block, and this one does 11 by 11. Eventually I'm going to have another coal block over here, and a couple blocks in this room to protect all my rooms. Each room or building is going to be within the borders of a protected area, so when you're walking down the streets, you do not see the message. You do not see this. Entering, leaving, entering, leaving. You know, I don't want the chat to be completely spammed. Now, right here, I have cobblestone half slabs. That is to prevent mobs spawning in the walkways, because I'm going to try to go as natural as I can, meaning the only light sources I'm going to use are torches and fire. And I'm not going to spam the torches. The torches are more than likely going to be for inside of the building, since normally these types of structures use fireplaces and torches and candles for interior, and normally have like fire pits on the outside. So there more than likely will be some dark areas, but due to my half slabs, no mobs will be able to spawn despite what the light level will be. Now over here in this big giant area, we have or will be having some type of like stables, so I could have my cows, sheep, pigs, maybe chicken. Over here you can see I have another circle area. This is going to be another tower. There we go, got that to load. And also, with stables, I'm going to try to have a player market using the plug-in chest shots. I may or may not be able to get my neighbors to come over and trade with me, but it will be a functional player market, and it will also give the look of our actual market. Now, one thing I have talked about in my other video is that there is a reason why I have chose this island. That reason is this little hole right here. When I first came here, I swam down and I saw a whole bunch of cobblestone. My very first impression was, oh no, someone's building here. But when I started to move the sand around, I noticed something under this sand block here. If I could break it in time, hold on, let me get some more air. And I should be using my shovel. Why I'm not using a shovel? And yes, I have a spider spawner on the surface, but it is under the water. So what I'm going to do first here is I'm going to fill in this area here with my cobblestone, and then put a layer of sand over that cobblestone so you do not see that cobblestone. So I'm going to start working on that right now, and I will get back to you once it is hollowed out. Finally finished clearing out the first part of this spider spawner, and now we have a little 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 by 7 area. I need to make it 8 by 8, but in order to do that I need to first look at my XY and see which corners are both going down, and it looks like it's this side. My X is going down, and my Z is going down, not my Y. So, I will dig out this corner again, and get back to you once I'm done with it. that is done, and this spider room is now complete. My next step is I'm going to drop this entire floor by 2, and then I'm going to, once this is done too, I'm going to dig out this wall. So I'm going to have water pushing the spiders against this wall here, and then they're going to drop down into another canal and go into another water stream that will push them this way. So I could gather all my spiders into one little spot. So again, I'm going to start digging this out, and I will get back to you once I am done. Alright, as you can see, I actually went one layer lower than I originally planned, only because as I was doing this, I had the thought of that spiders do not climb the walls when they land on fence posts. I do not know if this is still the case, but I'm going to put down a whole bunch of fence posts and then put the water on top of that. So when they spawn, they land on the fence post and will be victim to the water. Down here as well, I'm going to have a fence post pushing the water this way. Or at least that is the plan as of right now. Let's see, I am facing 3, so I need to keep that in mind when I go back up to the surface, and then I will be with you again once I'm back at the surface. Alright, I'm back up top, and over here I've been practicing how to make a good spiral staircase. I decided that the half slabs are the best choice. It was too difficult to make this type of a staircase with using regular stairs. I wanted it to be as compact as possible and at least 2 wide. Going down, I am going to be turning this staircase into that staircase. Down here is the spider spawner, and going to be where the spider farm is. I'm going to have a nice glassed off area here so the spiders cannot get to us and see us. They will be tracking us through the wall and or glass, just because that's how spiders work, but hopefully the trick using the fences will prevent them from jumping and will just be pushed off this ledge. Instead of making this into a regular canal, I have decided to make it into a 18-17 block pitfall, which should result in them taking several hearts of damage, hopefully be either a fist punch or a stone sword. I do not mind if it is a stone sword, just because stone is very easy to come by. Here, I made a little border for myself, just so I know this is 8 blocks away. The spiders have to at least travel past this line here. So I have decided I am going to have the spiders end up right here, right next to the spawner, which is 9 and 10 blocks away from that spawner. Now, you probably have noticed this staircase goes down a little bit deeper. And down here is a small surprise for me, and it will be a surprise for you as well, because there is another spider spawner right down here. So I am going to link these 2 spawners together. I already dug this out. It is a complete duplicate of the other spider spawner. I just flipped it around, so instead of water going this way, the water will be pushing towards the other spawner. Again, I'm going to make this as 18 or 17 block pitfall with the stairs, not stairs, the fences. So the fences should help keep them contained. And then both of the waterways, again, they will be pushing this way. And then they will turn and push together into a mob elevator. Now, I showed you what was in the treasure chest of the last spawner. This treasure chest I moved over here, but I did not take anything out of it. I got 2 saddles, a wheat, 1 bread, and 1 ingot. So each one had only 1 chest, and no record, no cocoa beans. No rare drops yet. Hopefully I will find some other spawners, and we will get our rare drop then. So this episode should be about running a little bit late, or my little time limit of 15 minutes. So I will end my video here, showing you my 2 spawners that are completely cleared out, and in my next video I will have the pitfalls completely dug out and connected, and we will be building the mob elevator joining the 2 spawners and bringing the spiders into this location here. Depending on how long that will take, we may or may not in that video be able to completely finish the spawners, but we will see then. Until then, goodbye, and see you later.